You know, I'm grateful that ever since we've started the symposium and this journey to become a more child and youth-centered community, our county executive, Bruce Dammeier, has been at the table with enthusiasm. And so he's here to chat with us today, and he has brought a very important person and voice with him, his granddaughter, Blair. So if Bruce and Blair could join me on stage, let's give them a round of applause. And as those two get settled, I thought I would just share for a moment, we're batting around this phrase, child and youth-centered community. What might that look like? And so I offer a provocation to you all. What if Pierce County was the best place to grow up? What if it was the best place to experience childhood? What would that take? What ingredients would we need? What would we need? So a lot of that is what's happened at previous symposiums. A lot of that is what will happen today. But we would argue that it's a cross-sector opportunity, a cross-sector challenge. And we say sectors, we mean all sectors. We mean police, we mean schools, we mean retail, we mean grocers, right? So any sector you can think of, we'd give them 3 or 4 challenges. Number 1, look internally as employers. What are you doing to support your employees that have children? Because I'll tell you a secret, that's their most important job, not the job you're paying them to do. The second thing that I would encourage us to do is to look at our policies and procedures. Every time we make a major decision, I don't care what business it is, does it have an impact on children and families? And if so, have we talked about it? Number 3, if we are a place that welcomes public in, or not even public, if we're a doctor's office, if we're a, I don't know. Anyway, if we're a place that welcomes public into our spaces, how are we making children and youth feel like they're welcome? That's about placemaking and that's about approach. And the fourth thing that I would challenge us with is what are we doing externally to say that we care about children and youth? So those are 4 things. And Rotator is going to bring us a crazy example from Leeds, England, which calls themselves Leeds, child-friendly Leeds, sorry. Child-friendly Leeds. They've got some really wonderful examples. I'll give one, I won't steal the one they're going to use, but their garden crew for the city they've chosen an orange thumb as their symbol. Unbeknownst to anybody, the gardeners planted orange flowers in the shape of a thumb in their big community garden. Nobody told them to do that. They did it on their own. But it's an example of a sector that you maybe wouldn't consider leaning into being child and youth friendly, really owning it. So that's what we mean when we say child and youth centered community, which we hope will end up with Pierce County being the best place to grow up. So I am excited to talk with Bruce and Blair this morning. And Blair, I'm going to start with a hard-hitting question. You ready? What do you call him?
Pops.
Pops?
Pops.
There are many people in the audience happy to know that. So Blair, when I was your age, I took long walks with my granddad. That's what I called him. And we would go on these long walks and we would pretend who we might encounter or what adventure might be around the next corner. What do you like to do with Pops?
Pillow fights.
Pillow fights? Oh my gosh, so you guys are into rough play. That sounds like a lot of fun. Bruce, what do you like to do with Blair?
I like to do everything and anything with Blair. The things that probably I like to do the most are I like to be at the beach looking for crabs. I like to read to her and her sisters. One of the favorite books that we're reading right now, we have a series of books about a bear named Bruce, who has a family made up of 3 mice and 4 geese. And is Bruce the bear, does he like fun?
No.
Does Pops like fun?
Yes.
So Blair, as we adults do the hard work to try to make this feel like a place that really is meant for kids, we need your help to figure out what that means. Can you tell me what some of your favorite things to do are out in the community? What do you like to do?
Go to school.
You like school? That's awesome. Are there things about your school that make it feel really special for you? Can you maybe, is there something that comes to mind that you want to share? Could be the teachers. Do you like the food?
I like the teacher.
The teachers. And when you go places other than school and outside of your home, are there things that make you feel like, hey, this place is for kids? Yeah? Like, is it that the adults are welcoming, or do you have examples? Yeah? Can you share one?
I like the aquarium.
The aquarium? Yeah. You like looking at the fish? Yeah. And are there things about it that make it like, man, this place is made for me? It's easy to see things, maybe? Yeah. Things are made at a good height?
Yeah.
And the people are friendly? Yeah, that's great. How often do adults ask you what you think?
4 times.
4 times. And did you give them good answers all 4 times? Okay. Well, our plan is to ask kids a lot what they think. Bruce, when you think about Pierce County being the best place to grow up, what does that look like for you? How do you think that could benefit all of us, not just the children? And what do you think would be different?
So one of the things that, as the county executive, I know a lot of statistics. I try to understand our community a lot, and it is interesting that we have way more 0 to 9-year-old kids in Pierce County than, say, King County does as a percent. I mean, a lot more, like 20% more, and more 10 to 19-year-olds as well. And that's important for us to think about, right? Families are a huge part. Those kids are a huge part. There are over 115,000 Blairs out there. None of them as cute as Blair. Well, maybe Farron Johnson's granddaughter is as cute as Blair. But I will tell you, 10 years ago, I was thinking in terms of numbers and statistics, and I thought I was child-centered. But Blair has taught me what is important and how to see it through different eyes. Yesterday, I was going between meetings, and I swung by their house to say hi. And what were you doing when we saw each other?
We were walking.
From where?
The park.
So they were walking back from a neighborhood park on the sidewalk. And when you think about kids needing to play, which was a program Pierce County Parks did last time, the neighborhood parks, the ability that she and her sisters have a safe place to play that's within their neighborhood or walkable within their neighborhood. I think of those things. I think of the fact that we cut the ribbon on 3 new playgrounds in Pierce County in the last 2 years. And those playgrounds were all designed to be really inclusive, particularly for children with any disabilities. So I think so if we make a community that is really welcoming and appreciates Blair and all of her friends out there, it's good for all of our community. It's safe. We've got great schools, great parks, sidewalks, a clean and safe environment, a clean and safe community. That's what makes, if we do that for them, it makes all of our quality of life better.
Thank you. And I feel his commitment to this, and we're excited to work together to see it be a reality. So, Blair, this was very brave of you. I'm very thankful that you were here, and we're going to have another little person up later to share their ideas with us. So we also, while we adults think we know all the answers, we really don't. So it's important that all of us, lean in and listen to what the children and the youth and the teens are telling us they need. So that's a commitment that Greentrike will make to all of you. It's not always the easiest work, but it's really important as we work to do this.